Welcome to the Footy Analyst. Today I'm trying a new type video. I'm making a video on all the most important players of Barcelona in the 2019-2020 season. Watch the video till the end. I hope you like it. And kudos, let's go. First, let's talk about the goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen. The German shot-stopper makes 2.1 saves per match in La Liga and 3.3 saves per match in the Champions League. He has kept 14 clean sheets in La Liga and the Champions League this season. He has a fantastic passing accuracy of 86% and plays a lot of passes to all of his players. He is a fantastic sweeper keeper who also covers the area left by the centre backs. He is supposed to be the best goalkeeper in the world by many, and he is also expected to take over from Manuel Neuer as Germany's number one in the coming future, in the near future, let's just say that way. And I think he's one of the best players at Barcelona. After Lionel Messi, he might be the best player at Barcelona right now, with Luis Suarez aging out of the club. First, let's talk about the Portuguese right back Nelson Semedo. He has played a lot of games for Barcelona this season and has a tackle win rate of 60% in La Liga, but it goes down to just 48% in the Champions League. He has a pass accuracy of 90%, which is understandable considering he plays for Barcelona. He concedes 0.89 fouls per match in La Liga. He has a pass accuracy of 90% but has a very low cross accuracy of just 21%, due to which he has only given 4 assists all season. First, let's talk about the Spanish centre-back Gerard Piqué. He's a legend for Barcelona and has been playing for Barcelona for a fair few years. He has played a lot of games this season, the most played centre-back. He has a high tackle win rate of 67%. His pass accuracy is 91%, which is understandable considering he is considered one of the best ball-playing centre-backs in the whole world. His aerial duel win rate is 71% in La Liga and 84% in his Champions League, which is because of his 6'4" frame. He is one of the most important players at Barcelona and has been for the last few years. Barcelona are looking for a replacement for Gerard Piqué, considering the fact that he is already 33 years old and is looking to pass on to become Barca president in the future. Now let's talk about the French centre-back Clément Lenglet. He was signed by Barcelona just a season ago and has played a lot more games than Samuel Umtiti this season because of Samuel Umtiti's injury concerns. He wins tackles at a rate of 72.22% in the La Liga, but only wins 60% of his tackles in the Champions League. His aerial win rate also goes down to 50% from 58% in the Champions League. He has a high pass accuracy of 92%, which is understandable while playing for Barcelona. He commits 1.15 fouls per game, which is quite high for a player of his quality, which increases to 1.83 in the Champions League. He is the best centre back at Barcelona right now after Gerard Piqué. Now let's talk about the Spanish left back Jordi Alba. The Catalan player has not had his best season considering his past some seasons. He has a tackle win rate of 54%, but his biggest drop off is in the goals and assists. He has only got 2 goals and 2 assists this season, which is very low considering his very high standards. His cross accuracy has also gone down to just 21%, which is very low for a player who is considered one of the best attacking wing backs in the whole world. He is 31 years old and Barca tried to sign Junior Firpo to replace him, but Junior Firpo has not impressed. So still he is the starting left back at Barcelona, but his performances on the attacking half aren't as good as they were before. Now let's talk about the Spanish central midfielder Sergio Busquets. Sergio Busquets is one of the most important players for Barcelona and has been for the last decade, let's just say. He is the metronome of this team and makes the whole team tick for the forward players like Messi and Suarez. He has a high pass accuracy of 90%. He wins 57% of his tackles in La Liga, and that stat goes up to 75% in the Champions League. He has made 39 interceptions in La Liga this season. He has a high pass per 90 rate of 92 in La Liga, which goes down to 79 passes per 90 in the Champions League. He is one of the most important players at Barcelona since the time he came up from the academy. He is a pure Catalan. He is expected to be replaced by Frenkie de Jong in the near future, but for now he is one of the most important players at Barcelona. Then next we talk about the Dutch sensation Frenkie de Jong. The Dutch midfielder was signed for huge money last season by Barcelona from Ajax. This season he has played a lot of games. He has a high pass accuracy of 92%. He has a tackle win rate of 73%. He is also a fantastic dribbling central midfielder who can dribble the ball ahead. He plays 67 passes per 90. He is expected to replace Sergio Busquets in the near future after he retires. He is the future of midfield in Barcelona. He was one of the best players of the Ajax team that made it to the Champions League semi-finals last season, beating Real Madrid, Juventus. Now let's talk about the Croatian midfielder Ivan Rakitic. He was signed from Sevilla by Barcelona as a replacement for Xavi in 2014. He has a high pass accuracy of 89%, but he has quite a low tackle success rate of 52%. He makes 80 passes per 90 in La Liga, which goes up to 96 passes per 90 in the Champions League. He was a very important player in the last 3 or 4 seasons, but his performances seem to be going down as he is starting to age and he is already 32 years old. Clearly there are better midfielders right now, and younger too, considering Arthur and Frenkie de Jong, Ricky Puig all are coming to Barcelona. So his time at the club may be short-lived, and there's talk he is going away from the club. Now let's talk about the Chilean monster Arturo Vidal. He's a very industrious player who can run for days and supports in the attack for the attackers. He has scored 7 goals and given 2 assists in La Liga, which makes him one of the top scorers for Barcelona. He scores a goal every 2 games. He has a pass accuracy of 88% and a tackle success rate of 61%. He is a very important player for Barcelona because he takes the ball forward with his industrious and tireless running. He is normally used as a defensive midfielder or a destroyer in the midfield in his past teams like Juventus and Bayern Munich. But at Barcelona, even at 33 years old, he is used as the player who takes the ball forward through his industrious. Now let's talk about the young French winger Ousmane Dembele. The 23-year-old World Cup winner has been injured a lot this season and has played only 9 games in both the La Liga and Champions League. It is very disappointing as he has only scored 1 goal all season. He was signed for £105 million to replace Neymar the summer Neymar left. There were high expectations from him, but because of his lack of discipline and his recurrent injuries, he seems to be a flop right now and can't even play enough games to get back in the team. He clearly has a lot of talent, but he's just not fit enough to play a lot of games, and it's very disappointing to see. Let's see where it goes for Ousmane Dembele. Now let's talk about the French forward Antoine Griezmann. The World Cup winner signed for Barcelona this summer for a large fee of about £120 million, but he has not performed as well as expected. He has only scored 8 goals and provided 4 assists in La Liga and scored 2 goals in the Champions League. He has a pass accuracy of about 82%, which is quite average considering he came for a massive fee. He scores a goal every 300 minutes, which is ridiculous considering the stats he had at Atletico Madrid and for France. So he needs to prove himself more to be very honest, and let's see if he can. Clearly, he's being affected by not being able to play as a main man in the Barcelona team where there is Lionel Messi. Now let's talk about Uruguayan forward Luis Suarez. He has been a very important player for Barcelona since signing from Liverpool in 2014. He formed the MSN with Messi and Neymar at Barcelona, but right now he is the best striker at Barcelona without doubt, and one of the best in the world even at the age of 33. He scored 13 goals and 8 assists this season in La Liga, and he scored 3 goals and acquired 2 assists in the Champions League. He scores a goal every 125 minutes, which is a very good rate for a aging forward, and also in comparison to Antoine Griezmann, who was signed for a much larger fee. He suffered from injury in January, which resulted in him playing a lot less matches this season, and would have missed the season had not been for the coronavirus pandemic, which resulted in the break. He's still a very important player, but there is talk of signing Lautaro Martinez to replace Luis Suarez now. Now the man who needs no introduction, Lionel Messi, Mr. Barcelona. He's the best player in the world, and he has scored 21 goals and provided 17 assists in La Liga, and has scored 2 goals and provided 3 assists in the Champions League. He has clearly been the best player at Barcelona without doubt. He has always been that. He won the Ballon d'Or in the last Ballon d'Or occasion. He scores a goal every 111 minutes in La Liga, and that stat goes a little up in the Champions League with 240 minutes, but it is understandable considering they faced many tough teams and his teammates have not been pretty good. He is the creator, he is the goal scorer, he is everything for Barcelona. He is Mr. Barcelona, as I said. He is the best player in the world right now, in my opinion. Amazing player. If Barcelona didn't have Lionel Messi this season, I don't think they will be challenging for La Liga at all. And I mean at all. He's the best player at Barcelona, and Barcelona need to support the 33-year-old, otherwise they might be in a big trouble going forward. Please like and share the video and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button for receiving notifications every time I post a new video.